Hey there, welcome. Welcome if you're new. This is Christy Martin with BrightSpiritRising.com, and this is December 6th, 2018. This is a new moon reading here. We're going to do a spirit animal reading for the new moon of 2018 in December. And before we start, just a few words about kind of general energy that I'm feeling here. If you listened in to my full moon reading last time, I mentioned a couple times in there that I'm feeling this beautiful energy coming in. I'm anticipating this coming in right around the solstice or Christmas time, that time around the next full moon. And I've been seeing this for quite a while, that there's some energy really coming in to help uplift the planet. And speaking of the planet, I've really been, last week or two, really connecting with Mother Earth. And what I'm feeling here is happening, and I think a lot of people, of course, are feeling that there is this ascension process going on the Earth right now. This past year especially. And what I'm feeling energetically is just like this period of time, this coming solstice, this coming full moon is really an up-leveling time, a time that we're going to really be up-leveling that energy. There's been so much purging going on this past year, and it feels like this is like one major step that we've been preparing for is this up level coming up right now. And so what I want to share with you is I tuned in, I did a meditation last night with a local group that I just do. It's a meetup group. And it was a Mother Earth meditation for healing the heart. We really worked with the heart of Mother Earth and our own hearts, and opening the heart area, the heart chakra, the heart energy center, because that really is what I'm feeling is happening. And just a major energetic level is moving more collectively from that solar plexus center of gravity, with a power, and moving that center of gravity up into the heart, and more, from power being the controlling or dominant factor on the planet to love becoming the dominant factor. Huge, major transition, energetic shift here. Okay, but it's requiring a lot of purging. It's really requiring us individually and collectively, and I believe Mother Earth as well, to just let go of a lot of the old stuff, the traumas and the energy surrounding the trauma, I should say. And what came forward, because I tuned in before I did this meditation, I really tuned into Earth and did a little channeling with Earth, and she had this message, and it was really all about forgiveness. So I'm kind of feeling like this is really a good time right now, between now and this next full moon coming up, to do forgiveness work. And it can be really hard to forgive, especially, I mean, there's just horrible things that happen, it may have happened to you, or it may have happened to loved ones of yours, or, whether it's this life, past life. um, we're all dealing with the effects of trauma and nasty things and horrible things that people have done to each other, horrible things that people have done to the earth, and it's just like you can really get bogged down in that. And so the encouragement right now is to work on forgiveness. Um, and it can be difficult, but this is why I wanted to share what Mother Earth told me, because if any being in our immediate vicinity has been raped, brutalized, really mistreated, it's Mother Earth. I mean, look at what's been happening. And to hear what she says, and I'm just going to share it with you. Okay, she says, "Come into me, come into my heart. I'm your soft place to land." Okay, see, she loves us. "I love you," she says, "and I forgive you. I forgive you from the depths of my soul. I forgive the rape of my streams and waters. I forgive the defilement of my breath, the air. I forgive the damage that has been wreaked upon me, for I see that you, too, are ready to forgive, ready to open your hearts, ready to heal. For in forgiveness lies peace, not in the meek acceptance of violence and wrongdoing. No, true forgiveness is the strength to accept that love is the greater power, that love is stronger and brighter and deeper than ignorance, and that in love is the power to transcend injustice. We are moving towards a world where all men and all women live from the heart, and it begins with you. As you lift your hearts in song and prayer, so my heart is lifted too. And as my heart lifts, so lift the hearts of the multitude of humanity. Okay, so what I'm feeling like she's saying here is, well, first of all, what I'm getting from it is like, if Mother Earth can forgive us for what we've done collectively as humanity, what we've done to her children, to Earth herself, to each other, right? If she can forgive that, then then we can forgive each other. We can forgive even things that seem unforgivable, okay? And by forgiving, she says, forgiving is not the meek acceptance of violence and wrongdoing. It does not mean you have to accept what was done. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Part of forgiveness is saying, look, this isn't acceptable. But it's saying that, that we can still love the soul. We can still love the soul and recognize that each person, we're all going through our shit. We're all going through our stuff, right? We're going through it, and we're all making mistakes. And and to recognize that even if that person in this lifetime just can't get out of that horrible space that they're in, that they're, there's karma. There is such a thing as karma, and they're going to work through it. So justice is done. Just trusting that justice takes care of itself, that we don't have to worry about justice. We don't have to, punish the people or hold on to this feeling like I can't forgive, because all that does really, it draws us into their karma, is what it does. Okay? So by releasing, by forgiving, and just saying, look, Spirit, I trust that you're going to deal with the justice part. Okay? And I'm going to have some compassion for this person that did this horrible thing and brought this incredible bad karma on themselves. I'm going to have a little compassion for that soul, because I know that I've been working through my own karma and it kind of sucks, right? And we're all really in this together. So I can just kind of let go my anger and stuff to Spirit, know that justice is being done with this person, that I don't have to take care of it, and that I can be a compassionate, coexisting soul on this earth with this other soul. So that's just kind of this feeling that this is part of what is being enabled right now by these energies right now. It is definitely, it's like Christ energy coming in. Super amazing, opening potential for forgiveness. So if there's anything you've been hanging on to, any grudges and any feelings of, just rage or hate or anything, I would really encourage you to listen again to what Mother Earth said. Just backtrack and listen, and just call in this beautiful, beautiful Christ essence, and whatever religion you are, right? It's the solar essence. You could say the sun essence or the Buddha consciousness, or however you want to say it. It's really coming in strong right now, and especially it's going to really be in here really strong around the time of the next full moon. So anything we can do, any kind of forgiveness to prepare for this coming in, I'd really recommend doing that. All right, so I'm going to pull out my spirit animal deck, and we're going to do just a little bit of an animal card reading for this coming couple weeks. Okay, so let me shuffle a little bit, and I'm sorry, I'm not the most like video savvy person, so I'm doing this, just kind of recording this as I do it, but I don't really have the setup to do the video. That's why I'm doing stills. But hopefully, you'll still get the effect for reading. shuffling these cards. This is my Spirit Animal Awareness Oracle card deck. It's a 44 card deck, and it's got a bunch of animals on it. And the meanings. The meanings are on the cards themselves, which I think a lot of people, I've got a lot of good feedback about that. It makes it kind of easy to do the readings if you're not completely in tune, with the animals on your own. And I'll post the link if you want to order a deck. I'll post the link below. All right, so first card, I'm shuffling in, just asking for highest and best guidance, the highest good of self, others, community, all humanity, all life, and all cosmic consciousness. Trying this first card here. And it is Eagle. Ooh, all right. So Eagle, this really goes again with this feeling of like Christ consciousness descending. Eagle for me, it always comes in with like my higher self guiding me to my purpose, right? When that's a personal thing, but it really is about this enlightenment, freedom, autonomy, but really being in alignment with spirit. So this is just beautiful, beautiful card for right now, because I'm feeling like this is the energy right now that is, we're going towards, is that just full alignment, really being aligned with our spiritual purpose, and humanity is coming online more collectively, closer to that. And you're going to look around, and we're still going to see nasty stuff happening, right? Because it's taken us, look how long humanity has been around, right? And look how long it's taken us to get to this point. If you believe in the fall or whatever, it's taken us a long time to get here where we're at. And we're not going to like wave a magic wand and instantly, boom, be in Eden again, but just trust that it's happening, and trust that it can happen fast. I think there's this collective belief that, oh my God, we're going to have an Armageddon, and things are really going to be horrible. Well, I work with people in soul purpose work, right? And finding purpose, and also in awakening. So a lot of my clients, they come to me because they're realizing they're in this awakening process, and they're wanting guidance. And I've seen that it doesn't always have to be a traumatic process. And, yes, there's the requirement of the soul. I think the soul really does have to go through some suffering or whatever, but remember that we're here for lifetimes, and that there's other lifetimes, right, that we've gone through a lot of the stuff. And I think that probably goes for planet Earth too. I mean, she may have easily incarnated as another planet somewhere, for planet lifetimes, right? This doesn't have to be super, super traumatic. It might be, but it's a collective choice. We can choose, and that's what this, going into the forgiveness and going into, what I talked about in the last reading for the full moon, was really holding ourselves to the light and bringing in the light. The more we do that, and the more we just cleanse and consciously choose to choose the light. So every moment that that we're breathing, every moment we're constantly making choices, and they may seem little choices, but start observing your thoughts. And start observing whether your thoughts are leaning more negative or positive. And you may be surprised how often your thoughts, might be leaning a little negative. And when they do, catch that. Is that thought a little negative? How can we turn this around and think a little bit more positively about this situation, right? And it can be constant. I mean, it could be little thoughts about your own body image or whatever it is. But catch yourself. Start catching yourself. Start really observing your thoughts. Because the more we can consciously purge this lower energy, the easier the transition will be, and the easier it will be for everybody collectively. Okay, so the more of us who start really being aware of what our thoughts are doing, we create with our thoughts, we collectively create with our thoughts. And if, the more of us start thinking even incrementally more positively, that shifts the energy of the entire planet. It's very powerful. Okay, so what you think does matter. Okay, so that's what Eagle wants to say. Um, and it takes a lot of courage to do that. It takes a lot of courage. But hey, we got this. All right, so this is the second card coming up, Tiger. Oh my gosh, these are really powerful. These are like these are superpower, right? And I know we said, we're moving up out of the power center and more into the heart, but that doesn't mean we're letting go of the power. It does not mean moving into the heart energy does not mean that we are leaving the power behind. It means that we've assimilated that ability, that power energy. We've assimilated it, but now we're taking it to the next level. We're transforming it, we're transmuting it, we're coming, holding on to the power, but adding and bringing the power into the heart. Okay, so realize that you're a powerful being. That you're a powerful being, and your thoughts, again, I'm going back to the thoughts. This just keeps coming in. This is an invitation. This whole energy right now is an invitation to step into our power as creator beings and to start creating from the heart. And that, again, requires supreme awareness, and especially awareness around our thoughts, because our thoughts that's where the creative process begins. Okay, so by just accept that you have this power. You are a creator. You are a powerful creator. With every thought you think, you are creating. And just really realize this at a gut level, because I think a lot of us don't own our power. We think we are powerless. That's this victim mentality. That's a story. That's an illusion. That's a prison of illusion that we've been, duped with or duped ourselves with. But the reality is we are powerful. And what we set our minds to, whether unconsciously or consciously, what we set our minds to, what we focus on, is what we bring into being. So we want to start being more conscious. Okay, part of this energy coming in is consciousness. That's what love energy, that's what spirit energy is consciousness. This is a call to awareness, to consciousness, and to realizing our power, that every thought we think has the capacity to create, and it's going to create along the lines of the quality of that thought, the resonance of that thought. So the more we can bring our thoughts into high resonance, the easier actually this transition is going to be. Okay, because like I said, it does not have to be hard. I have a client right now who's in this beautiful process of awakening, and it's like watching a flower open. It's just this natural opening of the awareness, and it's beautiful to watch. It is not traumatic. This does not have to be a traumatic process. We do not have to go through an Armageddon. But if we're, what we do need to do to avoid an Armageddon is to get that whole idea out of our head that there has to be an Armageddon. Okay, start thinking in terms of, we can make this shift collectively and look at history, look at the past history of recent history, look at the Berlin Wall. I was actually in Berlin at the time where the Berlin Wall had just been opened up, and I had the privilege of being able to wail on that thing with a sledgehammer, and that came down without bloodshed. Amazing, right? Amazing. Like the fall of the Soviet Union, no blood. Okay, South Africa, no blood. This can happen. We can do this collectively, but it takes vision. It takes this vision, and it takes this acceptance of our power. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and draw one last card for this period of time. There's a couple of them want to come forward. Oh boy. I think there's two want to come forward. One is wolf. We are getting all the power and like power animals, and the other is spider. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is the balance of masculine, feminine. Okay, this is essential. Okay, and we're talking. It's playing out right now in the collective, in the masculine and feminine, with between men and women, all the Me Too and all this stuff coming up, it is really big time playing out in the collective. But it's also where it really needs to happen is within us. Okay, so both within us, in our relationships, in the collective, um, and what's what really needs to happen again. I'm going to go back to this forgiveness, right? Because both masculine and feminine have a light aspect and a dark aspect. Okay, both. There's a lot of attention on the dark masculine, the patriarchy and what it has done. And there's a lot to that. Okay, if so many women out there have been raped, and if you haven't been raped, you've probably come close to it at one point or another. And these things, like, I mean, it's horrible. Like, there is nothing more dehumanizing than that feeling of this guy has got me, and he's stronger than I am, and I can't, you know he's just gonna do what he wants. And there's nothing more dehumanizing feeling than that. I mean, maybe there is, but I can't think of anything. Because you're just being treated as non-human, right? um, So apologies if this touches anybody off, because like, this is deep stuff, and this is deep stuff for the collective, for a lot of us as individuals. And to be called to forgive that, or anything else really dark that's come out of that dark masculine that's really had the planet in its grip for a long time, to work on forgiveness for that is really, really, I mean, it takes a lot of courage, and it takes a lot of love, and it's hard. And that's what I'm going to repeat what Mother Earth told me, because I think coming from the heart of Mother Earth, it's very powerful. She says, I forgive you from the depths of my soul. I forgive the rape of my streams and waters. I forgive the defilement of my breath, the air. I forgive the damage that has been wreaked upon me, for I see that you too are ready to forgive. And I think really it's those hearts that are able and willing, even just willing to forgive. All it takes is a willingness. And if you can hear these words of Mother Earth and just realize that if Mother Earth can forgive this, then we can too, right? Because it's essential. Without that forgiveness, we're going to hang on to that energy. I'm going to say that again. If we don't forgive it, which means transcending it, which means giving it up, giving it to spirit, because spirit will do the justice. The karma's there. It's not for us to deal with. We can give that up and have compassion for the soul, because as heinous as a lot of these things are, we've all done things that we regret, or that hurt other people, with or without our own knowledge, right? So forgiveness is adamant. I mean, it's just like essential. All right, so that's this first step in this healing of the mask. And you cannot heal the feminine without healing the masculine. You cannot heal the masculine without healing the feminine. And they both have to be forgiven, because there is dark feminine too. Dark feminine can be extremely manipulative, very dark, and it tends to operate behind the scenes. It tends to be very sneaky. It tends to create fall guys, scapegoats. It can be very, very, very manipulative. And it tends to kind of bring down the masculine. So I am thinking, you talk about locker room talk. for guys, there's locker room talk for girls, and we don't restrict it to the locker room women. It happens out in the open. If you've ever been in a conversation where women rolled their eyes over men, right? Oh, that's like, oh, it's such a man thing to do, right? Roll your eyes. Or, just cutting down men in general. We do it all the time as women. It's accepted in society now, and that's got to stop. It's got to stop because it's hurtful. It is disrespectful. It is disrespectful to the beautiful side of the masculine and to men who are embodying the divine masculine. It is simply disrespectful. And, can we really just stop the disrespect for both sides? I think as a culture we've come a long way in being sensitive to the disrespect of the feminine. And I'm not saying that there's not more, further to go. There is a lot further to go, right? But we also have to be very aware of it goes both ways, that we need to be respectful of the masculine as well, because the two go hand in hand, right? So forgiving and then learning to appreciate, you know, the beauty and of the masculine, what the divine masculine brings. That kind of power, when it's in its light aspect, is just there's a lot of power there that is good for the good of humanity, for the good of the planet, of each other. There's a lot of like protection. There's a lot of divine masculine really is a very protective presence, and it's a very loving presence, and it's one that provides. So really take some time right now over the next couple of weeks and start really being aware of how you're speaking about the masculine and the feminine, working on forgiveness and working on honoring the light aspects of both masculine and feminine, honoring the nurturing of the divine feminine and honoring also the protective qualities and the love of both, actually, the protective qualities of both in different ways. All right. All right, so this is actually a really powerful reading, which is appropriate. It's a very, very powerful time right now that we're in. So just take a moment here, just giving thanks for, for being on the planet at this time. It's a hard time to be on the planet, but really giving thanks because this is some amazing, an amazing time in history that we have the privilege of watching unfold and being part of. And you are a part of it. So what you do matters. What you think matters. Okay? So just to reiterate what Mother Earth told me again, as you lift your hearts in song and prayer, so my heart is lifted too. And as my heart lifts, so lift the hearts of the multitude of humanity. And what she's saying is that by our individual actions, they are felt. They're felt by the earth. So everything that you do to uplift yourself, to uplift your own heart, to cleanse your heart, to cleanse your soul, to come into alignment, it helps Mother Earth. And when we help Mother Earth, we're helping everybody. We're all so connected, right? Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this. If you resonate with this message, I do appreciate your comments. I appreciate your likes and subscribes. And also, I would like to invite you to join my email list, because I send some additional stuff to my email subscribers. You can do that. There's a link below. You can sign up, and you'll also get a spirit animal, a guided meditation when you do that. So have a lovely couple weeks, and we'll see you again at the full moon.